In this life, there are simply going to be some things that you're just going to have to see to believe. Because what I just witnessed, is literally the most ridiculous thing I have ever seen Apple do. Now, Apple's done some ridiculous things, trust me. I mean, we've all kind of seen the trend. In fact, I feel like some of the moves that Apple has made a lot of people want to resurrect Steve Jobs. I mean, and rightfully so. When Apple, started releasing the iPhone and the iPhone first came out, it was revolutionary, right? No one's seen anything like it before. I mean, some would argue, oh, well, they saw like they probably got introduced to like a Samsung thing before, but it just didn't blow up because the marketing was bad. But pretty much the iPhone, we can all agree, was revolutionary. The progress has been an upside down V shape, right? So at first the iPhone had the basic features of, calling people like every other phone. It didn't have any buttons because it had a glass screen, but you could watch videos for the first time. YouTube came built into the iPhone, so it was really cool. You can finally surf the web like a normal web browser on your computer. That's like the same way on your phone. Do the same thing. And then, the only thing you couldn't do at the time was play games. The following year, Apple released, a bunch of 3D games that you can play on your phone, which was revolutionary because now your phone was not only a computer, it was now a gaming console. And there were other features that got introduced. There were new applications that got involved in the platform. It was amazing, and the sky was the limit. With each release, the models became thinner, more powerful. The camera quality was getting better, and it gave people a reason and a purpose to get this new iPhone. Now, after the death of Steve Jobs, the iPhone declined as far as creativity goes, but the company made a bunch of money with a scheme that I think is scummy as hell, but it obviously works. And what do I mean by that? Well, remember at one point most headphones had headphone jacks? Remember when iPhone used to sell iPhones with headphone jacks? Yeah. Well, I think it had to have been the iPhone 7 where they stopped the use of headphone jacks. I'm pretty sure it was either the 7 or the 8. I want to say it was the 7 that they stopped the use of headphone jacks, and it was just absolutely like down. It went downhill from there. I'm like, wait, so what's going on? I have to buy a headphone separately. And yeah, not only did you have to buy headphones separately, but you had to buy their Bluetooth headphones, and they were not cheap, not cheap. And, I was half-heartedly joking at the time, well, what if they start selling, bits and pieces of what we already have and know as a phone separately? Like, oh, ha ha ha, introducing the iPhone 20, where and it's cheaper than ever. We're selling it to you for $29.99. It doesn't come with a call feature. It doesn't come with a texting feature. Those features come separately. You have to subscribe to Apple Premium for those features. And of course, the camera, we have an attachable camera that you can also buy separately, once again with those features and stuff. And it's crazy. And I was joking about that. But now, it's like I predicted the future. And like I said, there's some things you have to see to believe. So let's read this article together and talk about what is going on with this iPhone 12 release, the features and all that other good stuff. I know I don't normally make videos about, things like this, but I'm making random videos on my channel for the most part. A lot of it's, considered is centered around language learning and things of that nature. But I saw this and I'm like, I have to talk about this. So without further ado, let's dive into this horrible debauchery and see what's going on. iPhone 12, what you need to know about Apple's new 5G phone lineup. Okay, so it says the company announced 4 new iPhones in a virtual event on Tuesday. The iPhone 12, the iPhone 12 Pro, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and a new smaller iPhone 12 mini. All the phones are 5G equipped, meaning they can connect to the next generation high-speed wireless networks. And it sounds pretty decent. Except, when we first got introduced to 3G, it was kind of, it was interesting because, of course, after, the first few months of it being super fast, super efficient, all the other phone companies hopped on the same thing, and eventually 3G was just the standard, and it wasn't as fast as everybody was expecting. Anyways, same thing happened with 4G, so I'm not impressed with that. This is a huge moment for all of us, and we're really excited, Apple CEO Tim Cook said. Apple will be hoping that its historically loyal user base will continue to shell out the big bucks to upgrade, even as the corona pandemic continues to ravage the economy and forces millions to stay home. The cheapest phone in its new lineup, the iPhone 12 mini, starts at $699. You know why that's a big deal, right? Because normally their iPhones cost as much as a house payment, like literally like 12. It's like an iPhone is a mortgage payment. It literally is. Okay, while the top of the line iPhone 12 Pro Max, featuring Apple's biggest ever smartphone display at 6.7 inches, will start at $1,099. All right, everybody's probably like, oh, what's the catch? I mean, first off, those are still freakishly expensive. But still, what's the catch? Why am I turning up? We're going to get to that. The iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro will be available for pre-order on October 16th and in store on October 23rd. The iPhone 12 mini and the 12 Pro Max will be available for pre-order November 6th and in store November 13th. The iPhone 12 comes in 5 colors: black, white, red, green, blue. And this is thinner, smaller, and lighter than its predecessor, the iPhone 11, the company said. It also features an upgraded XDR display and a new tougher glass atop the display that Apple calls a ceramic shield. So you guys are probably looking at me saying, oh my God, James, get to the point. Why are you upset? We're going to read what's not in the box. Apple will ship the iPhone 12 without headphones or a charging brick, at a move aimed at cutting down on waste. That doesn't make any sense. None. It makes 0 sense. It makes 0 sense. What? By the way, I was looking at my other camera. I'm realizing that whenever I switch to this screen, I'm going to have to look at you guys here, and my other camera's over here. My point is that is the most ridiculous thing ever. That's like buying a console, right? A console without the charging, without the cord, without the power cord. It's like, oh, in a new effort to make the cost of PlayStations way cheaper than they ever have been, we've reduced the cost by $50, with the PS5 actually selling for $350 or $349.99 instead of $499. But it comes without the power cable. It doesn't make any sense, man. And I think Apple is just going buck wild, because they're like, it's like the wild west. They're a $2 trillion company. So how do you make more money without being creative? You sell people the features that they already have on a newer phone, and then handicap them to buying the new phone, and of course by bogging down the older models, and it's been proven already. This is ridiculous. Very shady practices. But look at this. More than 2 billion Apple Power adapters are out in the world, and many customers already have wired headphones or AirPods, Vice President of the Environment, Policy and Social Initiatives, Lisa Jackson said. Removing these items also means a smaller, lighter iPhone box. We can fit up to 70% more items on a shipping pallet, reducing shipping emissions. The new iPhone also uses 100% recycled rare earth elements. Bro, no one cares. No one cares. This is a move to, quote unquote, save the environment and reduce shipping costs. No one cares about that, because it reduces shipping costs for the company, not the people. Jesus. And then here's the last thing, and that's what we're going to get into. Will people buy it? Guys, if I'm being real with you, I still have the iPhone 8. The 8. I don't have the 9. I don't have a da-da-da-da-da. If they even had a 9. I have the 8. And yes, they tried to slow down my phone. They're trying to kill my battery. I'm literally putting my phone through the ringer, getting this thing to survive. The last time Apple released a phone into so much economic uncertainty was the iPhone 3G in July 2008. When the United States was already in a recession, and just before the financial crisis escalated with the bankruptcy of the Lehman Brothers. Now, the pandemic has cast a shadow over all aspects of life in 2020, including smartphone upgrade cycles. And not even Apple is immune. The company typically announces new iPhones in September, but this year, the pandemic disrupted supply chains, leading it to announce that the smartphones would ship out later than usual. There's also the question of how much of a motivator 5G will be in convincing users to make the switch to iPhone 12. Apple is relatively late to the 5G game. Absolutely. Absolutely. Apple is late. They're selling us like, half-assed cameras and stuff like that and whatever. This is like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Competitors like Samsung, Motorola, LG, and Google have had 5G smartphones on the market for months, but 5G networks themselves are still at a nascent stage. A full rollout of 5G networks across the United States is expected to take another 5 to 7 years, according to analysts. 5 to 7 years. So you don't even really need to buy this iPhone at all. Only 13% of smartphones sold in the first half of 2020 had 5G capabilities, and only 6% of customers would rank 5G as a primary factor in their next smartphone purchase, which is like a very small percentage if you guys saw that. 6% of the customers that buy, phones in general said that, 5G is a determining factor. Because it's not, dude. Like, what happens when everybody hops on 5G, 5G becomes the new 4G, and people want to upgrade to the next big thing. Because it's not going to be that fast, according to research firm Canalys. For now, the list of consumer services and capabilities enabled by the 5G remains relatively short. Uploads and downloads will be faster over the new network, which will be especially noticeable with the big files like videos or movies. Over high-demand 5G networks, it may be possible to download a 2-hour movie in fewer than 10 seconds versus 7 minutes with 4G. And this is assuming you have good internet, by the way. It will take some time for more services taking advantage of 5G speeds and bandwidth to be built, meaning customers may want to wait to shell out for a 5G device. But wait, there's more. Apple has also rolled out a new iteration of its smart speaker called the HomePod Mini. The speaker has new acoustic technology to give it a better 360 sound quality, Bro, this is a ripoff. Long story short, I hope no one buys this. But of course, people are going to. We can't help it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I think this is absolutely ridiculous that they're doing this. Now, I know people have been telling me for the longest, make the switch to Android, And to be fair, the first smartphone I ever had was an Android. It was a Google phone, so it was an Android technically. And I loved it, But I'm like, I'll just get an iPhone and see what the hype is about. Because I had an iPod Touch prior to that, and just to play games and without the need to call people, whatever. And I liked it. So I knew how iPhone worked, and I got an iPhone and I loved it. But then they started taking away the basic features of a phone and selling them back to you. So don't be surprised if all of the basic features of a phone get sold back to you in the future in a premium package in an attempt to reduce costs of iPhone financial payment plans or something like that. It's ridiculous, dude. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video, and I hope today is the day that I earn your subscription. We post videos every single day. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll talk to you real soon. Take care. Peace.